Hello, welcome to Electronic Spotlight, the show about electronic music to anyone's liking. Hardstyle, trance, ambience, you name it. Tonight, we'll discuss recent news and tours in the electronic music industry, have a discussion with an expert, and end the debate if electronic music is actual music. I'm your host, Ryan Loader, and let the madness begin. Welcome to Electronic Spotlight, your destination for all forms of electronic. As usual, on our blog, we feature both an artist for the month and a song of the week. The month's featured artist is Catharsis, and our song of the week is We Have Arrived by Mescalium United. With this year, many new albums are going to be released within the next few months. Some albums we are anticipating include ODESZA's full-length album, which a name will be revealed later. We also like to mention our top albums this year, also which include Epoch by Tycho, Extreme Audio from Evil Activities, and In Return by ODESZA. Many festivals are also coming around the corner. Some upcoming festivals include the Governor's Ball Festival that is just around the corner, lasting from June 2nd to June 4th, in which Marshmello will be participating. Electric Forest is also being held later in the month, starting June 22nd and ending June 24th, including artists such as ODESZA and Tycho. And finally, Mad Tea Party Jam is taking place from June 15th to June 18th. We also like to keep track of upcoming tours. Tycho will be on tour in Europe from June 1st to June 10th. That's all that's been happening recently in the industry. Before we move on to the interviews, let's hear a message from our sponsor.
Have you ever wanted to listen to music on something that has more than a 2-hour battery life? Are you sick and tired of endless ads on streaming sites? Introducing the CD player. The CD player uses the most modern technology for the best possible music playing experience. The new CD player can do so many things, such as helping to write that important paper, ignoring a conversation, and much more. Other commercially sold CD players can cost you as much as $25, but ours will only cost you for 4 easy payments of $6.25. That's right, you heard me, 4 easy payments of $6.25. Get your very own CD player today for 4 easy payments of $6.25. Call 1-800-123-4567 today.
Welcome back, everyone. Joining us in our pre-debate interview, Eli Leon Guerrero.
Hi.
In your opinion, what is electronic music?
Well, if I were to describe it as a whole, you can't really just describe it at all as just a whole in general, because it's kind of like an umbrella term, because if you think of metal, you got like a bunch of different subgenres, such as thrash metal, speed metal. Electronic's kind of the same way.
Who are some of your favorite artists and why?
That is a loaded question, Ryan. I don't really have any particular favorites, but if I were to say, if I had one that literally, a lot of their music describes me and what they do, it would definitely have to be Kasparov. Because my favorite song from him, it's Point of No Return. It just describes me. I just feel it.
What do you say to people that say electronic is all the same?
Let me tell you this. Ambience, that's very, very slow. And then try and compare it with extra tone, which is like 1,000 beats per minute, which pretty much sounds like a hum, like a dead computer, like that kind of thing. How does that sound the same?
Thank you, Eli. Before we go on to our debate, let's check out this report.
Welcome to EM News with DJ Salad. On this episode of Electronic Spotlight, we're going to be discussing if electronic music is actually music. We asked a few people on this crucial debate.
I would say yeah, because they put time and effort into something.
No, it simply doesn't have a melody to it, or any soul to be even considered music.
I guess it depends. I'm okay with house, but I don't like the more intense stuff.
I don't really like electronic. I wouldn't consider it music. I'm more of an alternative fan.
That concludes our public discussion. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show, everyone, for a highlight of our programming tonight, The Debate. We also welcome our next guest, Justin Frieden.
Hi.
Okay, here are the ground rules for the debate. I will ask a series of questions. Justin will answer first, then Eli will answer second. Try not to interrupt each other when answering. First question, what do you both think about the stereotypes about electronic music and its listeners and fan base? Justin?
Well, I would say that electronic music is just a bunch of random sounds just mushed together and then called music, and it doesn't really have like a meaning like normal genres do, like even rap. And I'm not a fan of rap.
Eli?
Well, as I said before, it's just kind of an umbrella term. You can't really compare two different genres all too much. I mean, you can trace them back and see what they were founded on, such as maybe, let's say, hardcore to acid house, because hardcore was based off of acid house a bit.
Okay. How would you describe electronic to someone who doesn't listen to it? Justin?
Trash. No, I'm just kidding. I describe it as like kind of like white noise, I guess. Like I'm just like it doesn't have meaning. Like what I said before. Like I'm not trying to sound like I'm not trying to say the same thing I said before, but it's just like like, a lot of it sounds the same. You just there's not really like instruments. There's just kind of like you just press a button and it makes pre-made noise or something like that.
Eli, how would you react to that?
Well, Justin, you said that they don't use real instruments.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever seen some of their setups?
Yeah. It's not a guitar or drums or like.
Can you consider a keyboard an instrument?
To an extent.
We also use other machines such as synthesizers and also some pads which do have some pre-made noises, but you got to adjust them and tweak them yourself.
Yeah, but it's pre-made. Like you don't make the noise itself like a guitar. Like you can strum a guitar.
You're still making noise though.
Yeah, but like it's an instrument.
Okay then, if you could find a weakness in electronic, what would it be? Justin?
Well, I would say that electronic music isn't really like made with instruments or real like. It's just kind of just random noises, just thrown together, just random beeps and boops, just thrown together, and called music and sold as music. But compared to actual music, like with words and stuff, I understand that there's words in some genres, subgenres of electronic music, but it's not the same. Like songs, like actual music, songs are pretty much poems. And electronic music is just kind of just.
Eli, do you have anything to say to that?
Well, what you said with it's just random noises, I thought you were talking about avant-garde there for a second.
Who?
Avant-garde is I don't know if I can consider it music, it's just a bunch of random noises.
See, that's the thing. We have normal names, not hard to pronounce names.
Disciples of Annihilation is a pretty easy name to say.
What?
Disciples of Annihilation.
Exactly.
That's the name of a group that I listen to. Well, but if I were to look back at an actual weakness, it would be the diversity of the genre as a whole, because if you're going to say, hey, I listen to electronic music, you got to kind of say what genre within it you actually listen to, because if you say, oh, I listen to electronic, and what kind of genre, because there's tons of different ones, because there's like a different set name of genres such as house, hardcore, trance, that kind of thing. And then it goes even further, dividing the genres themselves into more subgenres. I mean, with house and all, you got Chicago house, acid house, deep house, that kind of thing. It's just so diverse.
Okay. Justin, what do you have to say?
I don't really know how to respond to that.
Okay. Before we run out of the show, let's move on to our next segment. I'll ask 2 questions. The 2 of you are going to get a different question. I'm going to ask Justin one question, and then Eli is going to get the other. You 2 understand?
Yes.
Justin, what would you consider music, in your opinion?
Music is, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, has instruments and it has a meaning. And how deep the meaning is depends on like what kind of like I guess like some artists have deeper meanings than others, and some genres are just like meaningless. Like for example, electronic. And yeah.
Are there any artists or bands that you listen to?
Well, the Foo Fighters for one thing.
Okay. Eli, why would you say that electronic music is music?
Well, for instance, just like the bands that Justin listens to, we have to take our time to produce the music because we just can't just go in pressing buttons, playing around a bit. I mean, I may like to do that when I produce some electronic music, but I try and get a general idea down. And then I just move forward with it and just take my time, perfect it, fine-tune it. I mean, I may not be playing a real instrument, but I do take my time and I do put thought into it. I'm not like one of the mainstream people who just rushes things out expecting to make a quick buck, like Maroon 5, Calvin Harris, just a bunch of other artists from electronic and your type of music combined. I can come up with a bunch of them off the top of my head, which bone a lot of their music in.
Okay. I'm going to ask you the last question, and don't interrupt each other, okay? Based on your answers to the previous question, would electronic be music? Justin?
No.
Eli?
Yes.
Thank you for your time and being on the show, guys. I will conclude our show for today. Thank you.